Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to make armhole princess data bustier, and I will be demonstrating this on a pattern paper. So you get your pattern paper, fold that into two, and on the edge of the pattern paper, draw the guideline. From the guideline, you will get your shoulder to your chest line, which is where we'll be placing our bust measurement. And then you will mark out your shoulder to bust point, then your shoulder to your under bust, then your shoulder to your waistline, and then your shoulder to your hip line plus 1 inch as seam allowance for the hem. Then you're going to use your ruler and draw out all the lines. Alright, so after you marked out all the lines, so on your shoulder line, you will mark half of your shoulder and then add ½ inch to that for joining. Then from there, you draw that line down to the chest line measurement. Then at the end of the shoulder line, come down by 1 inch and create your shoulder slant. However, we are not going to draw out the neckline. You can do that like when you're ready to sew something. So on the armhole line, you're going to find the midpoint, and from that midpoint, you come down by 2 inches. Then you go ahead and level all your vertical lines. On the bust point, you get your nipple to nipple measurement and place that measurement there. Mine is 4 inches. And then on the under bust, you minus whatever you got for your nipple to nipple measurement and place it on the under bust. And then on the hemline, you will add ½ an inch to whatever measurement you have for the under bust and place it there. Then you connect all your lines like I'm showing you here. Okay, so you're going to throw out all the sharp edges. After that, you connect that line, that same line, to the half of the armhole. So you're going to do this using in a curve, but not too much. Okay, and this is what you have after you've done that. And now on the bust point, go out by ½ an inch, and then on the under bust, you're going to place 3.5 inches there. Then on the hemline, you will put 2.5 inches. Now you're going to use your French curve to connect the lines. So you use the French curve and connect the 0.5 inches on the bust point, the 3.5 inches on the under bust, and the 2 inches on the armhole line, just like I'm showing you here. So you place your ruler so you can get all 3 points at the same time. So this will be where you create the bust curve. Okay. So you just hold on to it until you make sure you get all 3 points together. And this is what it looks like after you do that. Then you're going to use your straight ruler and connect the rest of the points to the hemline. And it looks something like this. Okay, so now that 2 inches mark on the armhole line, you're going to extend it back. because that will be the armhole curve, and you don't want to have like a shortage after joining your top. All right. Okay, I'm just drawing a line on the first curve I made because it was too much curve. So now you'll be cutting off the rest of the dot. So we're going to cut this out first before we continue with the rest of our measurement. Some people, they like to continue the measurement by subtracting whatever they are taking away as the dot, and then you'll be adding it back to get the rest of your um, horizontal measurement. But if you do it this way, it's also good. So that way you already cut out the dots, and you know you place it together with the rest of the rest of the pattern, and then you continue to get your measurement and add your seam allowance. Either way is also good. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish cutting out the rest of the dots, and then we'll continue placing our horizontal measurements. Okay, so now you're going to use the center front, place it back, like leaving about half an inch. That half an inch is for joining. Okay, you place it, making sure all the vertical lines that they match together. Then we're going to place on the chest line, you will divide your bust measurement by 4. And you place that measurement there, and we'll be adding 2.5 inches as the seam allowance, which you place right there. Then do the same on the waistline. Divide your waist by 4 inches, place that measurement, then add 2.5 inches of seam allowance. And then on the hip line, you will do the same. Divide your hip by 4 inches. Then you place that measurement plus 2.5 inches as the seam allowance, and you place it there. So don't worry about putting too much seam allowance, because when you finish, before you finish your top, you will measure out your real hip, waist, and also your bust measurement before you can join your top together. So after you do that, you just connect all the lines and create your armhole using the French curve. So you create it like that, and then you're going to cut out the rest of the fabric. So this is the front piece, and basically it's ready, and you can see that the cup formed well. So it depends on you also. If the person is not busty, you can use this method and add as much as 3 inches or 3.5 inches on the under bust area to form your cup. But if the person is have big breast, you don't have to do that. You can use 1 or 1.5 inches for that. Okay, so this is how the pattern looks like. So like I said, the neckline is up to you. When you start to make your top, you can now decide to cut out any neckline that you want. So this is how you're going to join it when you're ready to sew. Okay, so that's it for the front armhole princess dot. So we're going to now cut out the back piece. So for the back piece, first you get your pattern paper and mark out 1.5 inches as your zipper allowance, and then you place your patterns, the front pattern, just like I'm showing you here. It's just for us to trace it out. So you place it, making sure all the lines are matching. So I'm just going to extend the vertical lines. Okay, so now you extend the waistline, and then you extend the chest line. Also the bust point, because we'll be creating our back dot using that. So you're just going to go ahead and trace the rest of the front pattern. Okay, I'm just tracing the shoulder line and then down to the armhole line. So note the armhole, the back armhole is not going to be the same as the front armhole, because as you can see, we created the princess armhole that's using forming a cup, so it's more in, so it's not going to be the same. So all you have to do is draw out your chest line. You draw out the chest line and then you extend the rest of your armhole line there, because that's where we will create our back armhole. Okay, so this is what it looks like. You just go ahead and extend your chest line, then your bust point line, your waistline. Alright, so now on the bust point, to put your nipple to nipple measurement, for me mine is 4. So you're going to mark it on the waistline too, and then on the hip line. Then you connect the lines. Then on your shoulder line, come down by 1 inch and create the shoulder slope like that. And then you get the mid armhole and you mark it right there. Now on your waistline, you will take out a 1/2 inch on both sides of the nipple line to open up your dot, and then you go up by 1 inch from the bust point, and then you will connect the lines like I'm showing you here. So now the dot point for the back ends 2 inches before the hip line. So you mark that out and then connect the rest of the lines as I'm showing you here. So it's up to you. You can just use the back dot like this if you don't want to cut it like the front. But if you want to cut it like the front, all you have to do is extend that line to the mid armhole, just like I showed you here, and then you create your armhole curve like that. All right, some people, they don't like to use the same design for the front for their princess armhole. They just use the waist dart. You can do that, it's also good. So basically the back piece is ready to be cut out, and again I did not I didn't put the neckline design as of yet. That will be when I'm ready, to cut it out of my fabric. So this way you don't have to be cutting different pattern all the time, when you want to make a princess that bustier style. So I just go ahead and cut out the darts. I want mine to, be like the front. So like I said, if you don't want yours to be that way, you don't have to cut that out. You just use the normal waist dart. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut out the rest of the dart. So this would be the center back, and it has a zipper in the middle. So you'll be cutting two of this. Okay, and then you finish cutting out the side back. You also cut two of the side back. And this is what it looks like. This is the back princess armhole dart. Um, Armhole princess dart bustier. This is what it looks like. Alright, so when you're ready to sew or cut out on your fabric, you can now choose any neckline design that you want. Okay, and then this is the front. So I hope this tutorial has been helpful. Please give a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you on my next video. Bye bye.